Select the wrong statement. Polar molecules can pass through the non-polar lipid bilayer. That is the wrong statement. So all the other threes are correct, right? Mesosome is seen in bacteria. Mesosome is membranous. Mesosome helps in cell division. So we've got 3 points of mesosomes here, and the wrong answer is polar bodies. Match column 1 and column 2 and select the correct options. So you got to match the column 1 and column 2. Literally this is equal to 4 separate questions. The answer for Drema. You got your phone?
Yes.
Yeah. So the correct answer is 2, 4, 1, and 3. Let's move on to the next question. Fusion of one large non-motile female gamete with a small male gamete is seen in all except. So except is the keyword here. If you read the whole thing and just jump into the answers, you might miss that one. So they're asking about except. So fusion of one large non-motile female gamete with a small male gamete is seen in all except. So there's an odd one here. Spirogyne, is it? Select the incorrect statement about nitrogenous enzyme. So incorrect. Present in prokaryotes and few eukaryotes also. That's the incorrect statement. So the rest of the statements are correct regarding the nitrogenous enzymes. Nitrogenous enzymes are present in prokaryotes only. So that is the key thing. And the other two things also is normal. Functional in anaerobic condition in MOFE protein. Asexual bud produced in Marchantia R. The key word is asexual. Green and haploid. Asexual blood produced in Marchantia is green and haploid. Rest of things are wrong answers. Cork cambium is moving on to the next question. Lily family does not show. So does not. So Lily family shows tepals 3+3, ctinomorphic flower, endospermic seeds. Inferior gynoecium is the wrong answer. That's what it is here. Archaea bacteria can survive in extreme climatic condition due to cell wall structure. It's got some kind of typical cell wall structure. The rest of things are absent. It's wrong. The crucial step for the success of breeding experiment. Breeding experiment. Selection and testing of superior recombinants. Selection and testing of superior recombinants. And that's a crucial step for the success of breeding experiments. Next question is asexual spores formed exogenously during favorable condition is a feature of sac fungi. So asexual spores, DNA is the predominant genetic material in is most of the organism because so A and B are correct, and that's gives the D correct answer. A is it possesses 5-methyl uracil. Remember 5-methyl uracil, and DNA provides scope of mutation at a slow rate. The chief producer in the ocean are diatoms. The chief producer in the ocean, it's not coral reef, it's not green algae, it's not dinoflagellates, it's diatoms. Next question is cyclosporin a bioactive molecule, is used as good. All five of us chosen the correct answers. Immunosuppressive agent, right? It's not clockbuster. Clockbuster is something with streptokinase. Cholesterol lowering agent, I think that is a different name. An enzyme that clearing of juices. Those things are wrong answer. It's an immunosuppressive agent, cyclosporins. Elements most readily mobilized are most readily. Yes, it is sodium, phosphorus, and potassium. Number of CO2 acceptor and carboxylating enzyme in C4 plants are C4 plants. So it's 2 and 2 respectively. So carbon dioxide acceptor and carboxylating enzyme in C4 plants. One glucose on complete oxidation yields 36 ATP. During this oxidation of glucose, what is the contribution of Krebs cycle? So how much ATP is coming from one glucose of the Krebs cycle? (24 ATP). Remember that? It's 24 ATP. Auxin promotes flowering in pineapples and also helps to prevent auxin fruit drops at early stage. That's what we need to remember. Promotes flowering in pineapples and also helps in prevent fruit drops at early stage. Which phytohormone is used to speed up the malting process in brewing industry? Malting process, right? And that's also phytohormones. It's GA3. So phytohormone, which is used to speed up the malting process in brewing industry, is GA3. What is the brewing industry? Like producing alcohol. Beer is the brewing industry, and they use phytohormone GA3. Albigo, Morels, Alternaria, and Vibrio. There are 4 of them. Are they all parasitic, saprophytic, heterotrophic, or autotrophic organisms? So they're all heterotrophic organisms. So all these things are not parasitic, they are not saprophytic, and they are not autotrophic. You just have to remember heterotrophic organism. If plus sign is assigned to beneficial interaction, minus sign to detrimental, and 0 sign to neutral interaction, then the population interaction represents by plus 0 is refers to Commensalism. Commensalism. How many hotspots of biodiversity in India has been identified? Hotspots is the key answer, and it comes in the chapter biodiversity. Three is the correct answer. Codon which has dual function is which of the following is correct for K selected species? Morning. Anybody not participating this MCQ போடாது நேற்று நிறைய MCQ இருக்கலாம் finish those. Small number of progeny with large size. Which of the following is correct for case selected species? Which of the following is incorrectly matched? Incorrectly matched the keyword here. Not sure it is. Yeah. So parietal placementation is brassica. Select the odd one regarding genetic material. Genetic material is the keyword here. We want to see the odd one. Here the odd one is, it should be structurally and chemically unstable, which is odd. The normal things of genetic materials are, it should be able to generate its replica, it should provide the scope for slow changes that are required in evolution, it should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelism characteristics. Moving to the next question. DNA-dependent RNA polymerase does not catalyze transcription on one strand of DNA, which is called does not catalyze transcription. Coding strand. Match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option. So there are 4 options in column 1 and you got to match that with column 2. Moving to the next question. Select the wrong statement. So the wrong statement is biotic factor affects the magnitude of primary productivity. So that means that all the other factors are all correct statements. Yeah, maximum species diversity is associated with tropical rainforest. Energy flow in an ecosystem is always unidirectional. Cellular totipotency is demonstrated by totipotency. All plant cell. Totipotency is in all plant cells. Choose the correct statement here. So the correct statement is in lower plants, both male and female gametes may be motile. Male and female gametes may be motile in lower plants. So the rest of the statements are all wrong. Select a mismatched pair. Yes, Turner syndrome, it is monosomy. Thalassemia, it is autosomal recessive. Christmas disease is hemophilia B. So all those things are correct answers. The mismatch is the polygene with qualitative inheritance. Yeah. Collateral conjoined endark and closed vascular bundles are characteristic of collateral, conjoined, endark, and closed vascular bundles. So it's monocot stem. So monocot stem has got collateral, conjoined, endark, and closed vascular bundle. Which of the following is not a perispermic seed? Perispermic seed. And the key word is not. So most of them are perispermic seed, while one of them is not. Groundnut. Action of parathyroid in human body. Parathyroid is secreted in parathyroid. So, what is the action of it? Yes, it increases blood calcium level. So parathyroid's main action is it increases the blood calcium level. Planaria possesses high capacity of, planaria is the key word. So regeneration. So planaria possesses a high capacity of regeneration. One of the representatives of phylum Arthropoda. They're talking about phylum Arthropoda. So in this, what is the insect in it? That's the thing. So arthropods are all insects. Silverfish, that is the insect. Cuttlefish is a fish. Puffer and flying fish are all fishes. So silverfish is the one which you see in the books. Which is not the character of red skeletal muscle fiber. Not is a key word here, which is not the character of red skeletal muscle fiber. Here, all the skeletal muscle have high number of mitochondria. It has got high myoglobin's content, and they all carry out aerobic oxidation, right? So the thing that is not characteristic is it works for short duration. Muscles can work for long duration, like we are running marathon and stuffs like that. Which one of the following animals has two separate circulatory pathway? Two separate circulatory pathway. Whale. Whale is a mammal, but does it got two separated paths? Yeah, maybe I think it's the arterial and venous ones. Which one of the following statement is wrong? So most of the correct statement, one is just one will be wrong. So glycine is a sulfur containing amino acid. It's a wrong statement. sucrose is disaccharide, cellulose is a polysaccharide, uracil is a pyridine. An organic substance essential for activity of an enzyme is organic substance is the keyword here. Coenzyme, that's the organic substance. All of them are enzymes, but we are looking for organic substance. And the coenzyme is the correct answer. The principal nitrogenous excretory compound in human is synthesized. So keyword is the nitrogenous excretory compound, nitrogenous. Nitrogenous excretory products, they're all the proteins what you're eating, like chicken, egg, and stuffs like that. And they are all broken down in liver, and they're eliminated mostly through kidneys. That's the correct answer. Where do certain symbiotic microorganisms normally occur in human body? Symbiotic microorganism. So if you know what is symbiotic, then it's easy to answer, and that is in the human body. Yes, cecum is the correct answer. In the stomach, gastric acid is secreted by gastric acid. Parietal cells. Stomach has got parietal cells, and that secretes gastric acids, right? Which one of the following is a possibility for most of us in regards to breathing by making a conscious effort? Conscious effort is what the normally breathing is. It's subconscious. So conscious effort is what we are looking for. Which respiratory center work against each other and together control the rate of the respiration? So, respiratory center. They work against each other and together control the rate of the respiration. Pneumotaxic center and apneustic center. Name the blood cell whose reduction in numbers can cause clotting disorder leading to excessive loss of blood from the body. There are four options: erythrocytes with the red blood cells, leukocytes is the white blood cells, neutrophils, and thrombocytes. Thrombocytes are the platelets. So it's actually thrombocytes, which is platelets. This is just happens in dengue fever, where the platelets count goes down, and it causes bleeding disorders. Blood pressure in the pulmonary artery. It's the pulmonary artery is the keyword. So we're talking about pulmonary arteries blood pressure. So in the pulmonary artery, the blood pressure is more than that of the pulmonary vein. Removal of proximal convoluted tubule from the nephron will result in proximal convoluted tubule. So it will cause more dilute urine. The essential components of many coenzymes are. So we're talking about coenzyme and what are the essential components. So coenzymes are all mostly they are all vitamins. They are not carbohydrate, they're not proteins, and they're not nucleotides. They're all basically vitamins which act as the coenzymes. It is much easier for a small animal to run uphill than for a large animal. So small animals, maybe a small rabbit, large animal, maybe an elephant. They're asking what is the reason. Smaller animals have a higher metabolic rate, and that's the correct answer. Bone formed by ossification of tendon, right? Ossification of tendon is the key word. So when a bone is formed in a tendon, yeah, that's a sesamoid bone. Sesamoid bone is the what happens in the tendon, right? It's not the replacing bone. It's not the dermal bone or membranous bone. So sesamoid bones are the ossifications of the in the tendons. When a neuron is in resting state, that is not conducting any impulse, then axonal membrane is. மென்ட்டியில் இருக்கண்டா மென்ட்டி ஓடிட்டுருக்கு. In mammalian eye, the fovea is the center of visual field where. So fovea. High density of cones occur but has no rods. Spelling is mistake, RODS, rods. So the mammalian eye, the fovea is the center of the visual field, where they have high density of cones and there is no rods. Injury to adrenal cortex is not likely to affect the secretion of which one of the following? So adrenal cortex, basically they're looking at where the different things are secreted, adrenal cortex and medulla. Adrenaline comes from the medulla. So adrenal cortex secretes cortisol, aldosterone, and both aldosterone and dihydrostenedione. Which one of the following statement is false in respect of viability of mammalian sperms? So they're looking at the viability of the mammalian sperms. So mammalian, we're talking about the human sperm. So human sperm are viable only for 24 hours. And the rest of things are all wrong statement, right? Chronic cigarette smoking leads to chronic cigarette smoking, pneumonia, emphysema, pleurisy. More than one option is correct. Emphysema is the correct answer. Pneumonia is caused by infection. Pleurisy is also caused by some kind of a foreign body or any irritation, but chronic cigarette smoking causes emphysema. Fertilization in human is practically feasible only if, right? So human fertilization is they're talking about. Menstrual flow occurs due to lack of. So, what initiates menstrual flow? Oxytocin, vasopressin, progesterone, or FSH? It's progesterone, right? Oxytocin is for the milk secretion, vasopressin acts on the kidney, FSH is the follicular stimulating hormone. That's not the right answer, it's progesterone. The function of copper ion in copper releasing IUCD, intrauterine copper device. Yes, they suppress the sperm motility after fertilizing capacity of the sperms. The protein coat around the core of HIV is made of. So basically, they're looking at whether you know the HIV is a DNA virus or RNA virus. Yes, and the correct answer is P24. Which of the following is incorrect regarding vasectomy? Vasectomy is the male sterilization. Yeah, no sperm occurs in the epididymis. Which of the following is correct sequence of event in the origin of life? Right? We're talking about origin of life. Like for example, fetus from zygote to what happens. That's what they're looking at. Which of the following had the smallest brain capacity? Smallest is the keyword, brain capacity. Homo habilis. Homo sapien is the we like us, we human. Homo erectus and Homo neanderthalis. All are function of Sertoli cells except Sertoli cells happens in the all are the function except is one thing that is not the function of the Sertoli cells. Yes, smegma. Smegma is not secreted by the Sertoli cells. So Sertoli cells actually helps in the formation of blood testis barrier. It helps in secretion of anti-Mullerian factor and also secretes androgen binding protein. All are functions of the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells is present in the male testicles. Which of the following is correct regarding AIDS causative agent HIV? So they're talking about AIDS infection. Which is the particular type of drug that is obtained from the plant whose one flowering branch is shown here? So basically they're looking for the kanja chedi. So that's what it causes hallucinogens, and they're not depressant, they're not stimulant, they're not painkillers, right? Breeding of crops with high levels of minerals, vitamins, and protein is called high levels of minerals, vitamins, and protein. Yeah, it's biofortification, right? So when you breed with high levels of minerals, vitamins, and protein, it's called biofortification. What happened? Labia majora is homologous to dash of male. Choose the option that fills the blank. So, what is the equivalent of labia majora in male? So, labia majora, male. So, scrotum. Scrotum is the skin of the scrotum looks similar to labia majora anyway. Agarose extracted from seaweeds is used in seaweeds. Gel electrophoresis. So agarose is used in gel electrophoresis. The silencing of mRNA has been used in producing transgenic plant resistance to? Transgenic plant. Nematodes. Silencing of the messenger RNA has been used in producing transgenic plant resistance, that is in nematodes. Nematodes are the worms. Genetic engineering has been successfully used for producing the correct answer is transgenic mice for testing safety of polio vaccine before use in human being. So genetic engineering has been successfully used for producing polio vaccines. Which body of the Government of India regulates GM research and safety of producing GM organisms for public services? Yes, the government organization is the Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. This is the diagrammatic representation of response of organisms to biotics. What do A, B, C represent respectively? A, B, C. Regulator, conformer, parietal, partial regulator. Last two questions. Secondary productivity is the rate of formation of new organic matter by secondary productivity. consumers. Which of the following national park is home to the famous deer Hangul? Yeah, it's the one in the Jammu and Kashmir. It is called Dachiham National Park. The last question. Mass of bacteria associated with fungal filaments which form mesh-like structure in sewage treatment plant is called as. It's called flock. Ramya has got the top marks. Congratulations.